In the previous class, we were discussing on module 4. In the module 4, we have discussed what is the difference between the industrial wastewater and the domestic wastewater, and we have seen what are the different effects of disposal of industrial wastewater on the receiving body, and also we have discussed on what are the different treatment methods used in the treatment of industrial wastewater. In today's class, we are going to discuss on module 5. That is, in module 5 we are going to discuss on what are the different types of industrial wastewater we are going to have it, right, and we are going to discuss on how the production process will be there in the different industries, and then how we are, what are the different characteristics of the industrial wastewater in those particular industries, and also we are going to discuss on how the treatment can be done in those particular industry. This we are going to discuss in the module 5. We are going to discuss regarding the sugar industry, distillery industry, then we are going to discuss on the pharmaceutical industry, then dairy industry, all such kind of, and then textile industry, then all such kind of an industries we are going to discuss in the module 5. In module 5, basically what are the different production, how the production will be done in those kind of an industries, and then what are the different industrial wastewater characteristics in those particular industries, and also the flow diagram of the their industrial wastewater treatment. It is normally it is going to be asked in your main exam, so we need to concentrate on all such particular aspects. Okay, now we will first we are going to discuss regarding the sugar industry. Now, as we know that sugar is one of the most required thing, right. We require the sugar for the different purposes, right. So sugar is one of the basic requirement in case of our food. So we will see how the food sugar is going to be get produced. Now the first is the sugar cane is going to be sent, it is going to be cut down from the farms, and then it is going to be sent to the mill houses, and then we are going to get the cane juice out of it. Then we are going to add lime to it, right. We are going to add the lime to it in order to raise the pH, and it is going to prevent the inversion of the sucrose molecules to glucose and fructose. Okay, lime also helps to clarify the juice along with the addition of the bentonite and some other coagulant aid. Okay, now after that, whatever the juice we are going to get, after getting that juice, the lime we are going to add, and then the juice is, then it is going to be pumped into the heater. Okay, then it is going to be pumped into the heater, and it is going to clarify the multiple effect of the evaporator. Then after heating, what is going to happen, it is going to evaporate, and the sludge which is going to form in this process is going to be get a deposit, it is going to be utilized as a fertilizer, or it is going to be get disposed of, and then the juice which is going to be evaporated in the boiled under a vacuum, and it is concentration of around 30 to 40% water is going to be reached. Okay, so after evaporation, whatever the sludge we are going to use, right, we are going to utilize it as a fertilizer, and then the vacuum we are going to pump it. Then what we are going to get is, we are going to get out the crystallized sugar. Along with that, we are also going to get the molasses, right. We are also going to get the molasses out of it, right, and then the syrup is, then it is going to be pumped, right, and the sugar is going to be crystallized. Okay, now the molasses, the syrup and the molasses is going to be get developed. So this is how we are the molasses that is going to be get developed. It is used for the hog feeding, and we also know that the molasses will be utilized for the preparation of the alcoholic fermentation. Now these are the different characteristics of the industrial the wastewater that we are going to get from the sugar industry. It is going to have, as it is the biological process, it is going to have the moderate BOD, which is going to have around 300 to 2000 mg per liter of the BOD value will be there. Then the COD value will be around 600 to 4400 mg per liter. As it is going to have the both the organic and the inorganic elements both are there involved in it, we are going to get the high amount of COD, that is 600 to 4400 mg per liter of COD value we are going to get. Then it is also going to have the volatile solids around 400 to 2200 mg per liter of the volatile solids, and again the pH we are going to get is the low pH, that is the wastewater will be having the pH in between 4.6 to 7.1. So this is how this is the main thing that it is going to be asked in your exam. What are the typical composition or the characteristics of industrial wastewater that you are going to get from the sugar industry. Then we are going to study how the treatment can be done from the mill house, right? Whatever the wastewater it is going to come out from the mill houses, that particular waste it is going to be screened, as it is going to have the different kind of the bagases in it, right? So we are going to remove it from the screens, and then the oil and the grease trap it is going to be get removed. Then we are going to have the equalization tank. It is we are going to equalize the different kinds of the variation in the pH, that we are going to equalize it as we have studied in the previous classes. The equalization grease trap, then the other waste what we are going to do is we are going to equalize. Then we are going to treat the wastewater whichever coming out from the sugar industry. We are going to use the activated sludge process, that is we are going to have it. Then the clarifier, whatever the waste coming out from the ASP, that we are going to clarify it, and again we are going to have the multi-stage of recirculation, and then sludge we are going to have it. Then we are going to get the treated effluent. So this is how we are going to treat the waste water which is coming from the sugar industries. Okay, so in this sugar industry we have studied its production process, how the sugar is going to be produced, what are the different characteristics of wastewater, and how we are going to treat it. So this is you are supposed to write in the main exam. Now the next industry that we are going to study, that is the dairy industry, as it is also the food, it is related with the food industrial thing. So again the BOD value and COD value, again it will be higher in case of your dairy industry. Okay, now normally the large quantity of milk is, as it is an essential requirement, we are going to have the large quantity of milk requirement will be there every day. So we require a huge quantity of milk every day, and as well as the production will also be very high with the proportion of the milk production. Again the wastewater that we are going to get it from the dairy industry will also be higher. Okay, so we will see what kind of different procedures that we are going to adopt. Okay, normally the large quantity of wastewater it is going to be originated from the dairy industry. Okay, the various operations that we are going to have in the dairy industry is, that is a pasteurization, bottling, then filling in the cans, then again if the accidental spill intervention due to the spills. Okay, then a preparation of butter, milk, cheese, milk powder, various kind of a milk product that we are, and ice creams, right? These are the different things that we are going to get it from the dairy industry. Okay, the wastewater from dairy industry, it is normally it is going to be, as I have told, it is going to have as it is a biological thing or the organic product, we are going to get the high amount of BOD. Okay, which is normally it is equal to around 1000 mg per liter, and the waste which is going to come out from the dairy industry, it is going to have the detergents, germicides, okay, and different types of chemicals. So both the BOD and COD both will be higher in case of your dairy industry. Okay, now here the dairy industry wastewater will be highly, it is alkaline in nature, but it is having a tendency to become acidic, okay, quite rapidly because of the fermentation processes. Now here this is how we are going to get out the waste from or this is how the production process of the dairy. Okay, so now the raw milk, it is brought into the cans to the receiving station, it is brought to the factory, then it is going to be stored into the tank. Okay, and then we will be having the clarification, and then we are going to have the pasteurization. Okay, after pasteurization, here we are going to maintain the temperature so that the microbes which are there, it should not be become too much active, so we are going to have the pasteurization. Then we are going to have the deodorization of the milk. Then we remove the odor if it is going to come out, and we are going to store the milk into the tanks, and then we are going to pack it, and then we are going to use it into the storage container for the storage, and then we are going to move it out after storing it into the storage container. Then we will be studying regarding how the industrial wastewater from the dairy industry, what kind of a characteristics it is going to have. Though pH, it is normally it is will be normally in the neutral range, it is 7.2. Alkalinity will be 580 mg per liter, normally it is going to vary. Then a suspended solid, it is around 720 mg per liter. Then dissolved solids will be around 1000 mg per liter. BOD will be around 1200 mg per liter. COD to DOD ratio will be around 0.6. Then nitrogen will be around 900 mg per liter. Phosphorus will be around 10 to 15 mg per liter. Oil and grease, it is around 300 to 350 mg per liter. Chloride will be around 150 mg per liter. See, all these kind of different characteristics we have given. It is not that you should write all these values only. You can write the nearby values, right? Because always the wastewater characteristics, it is going to vary. So you can write the ranges. Okay, it is not that you should write these values only. You can write the nearby values or giving the ranges. Okay, now we will discuss how the wastewater it can be treated in the dairy industry. Okay, now the influent, right, it is going to be as the first process is we need to pass it from the bar screens, so that the large floating elements, it is going to be get removed. Then as it is going to have the too much of fat and all, we should have the oil and the grease trap removal. Then we are going to equalize the wastewater which is going to come out from it. Then we are going to send it to the aeration tank, and then the sedimentation tank. So in order to increase the DO and all, and then if any amount of suspended solids are there, or suspended settleable solids are there, it should settle down into the sedimentation tank. And then the sludge, whatever we are going to get after the settling the waste product, we are going to send it to the sludge digestion tank, and we are going to get the digested sludge. Then we are going to get the clarified effluent, and then we are going to send it to the polishing pond, and ultimately we are going to get the effluent. Okay, so this is how we are going to treat the wastewater which is going to come out from the dairy industry. The next industry is that we are going to deal with it is your pharmaceutical industry, as this is also one of the most required industry, right? Because as the food and medicine are the most required thing for the human being to live. So again, as the pharmaceutical industry is also very big kind of an industry, again the quantity of wastewater that we are going to get from the pharmaceutical industry is also too much high, as it is having the inorganic, as your pharmacy industry deals with the different types of chemical, right? Normally the COD value will be higher for these pharmaceutical industry, as we are going to utilize some of the inorganic elements in it. Okay, now pharmaceutically waste, it is going to be generally it is going to be produced from the spent liquors from the fermentation processes, and in addition to that we are going to get the wastewater from the laboratory cleaning and all, and also the liquid waste from the pharmaceutical producing plants, which is going to have the antibiotics and the biological things will be there. It is going to have the strong fermentation process, the inorganic solids in it, then washing of the floors, equipment, then a chemical waste, the barometric condenser, etc., etc. It will be there in case of your pharmaceutical industry. As I have told, the COD value, we will see the characteristics of the pharmaceutical industrial wastewater. As I have told, the pharmaceutical industry will be having the BOD value will be bit less, because less amount of organic elements we are going to use it. Right? So that is the reason why we are going to get less amount of BOD. But the COD value will be normally it will be higher for the pharmaceutical industry. So it is going to vary in between the 5000 to 7000 mg per liter, as we are going to use the different kind of chemicals. Then will be getting the BOD to the COD value will be around 0.1 to 0.13, the BOD ratio will be there, and then the total organic will be around, organic solids will be around 1000 to 5000 mg per liter. Now we will see how we can treat the wastewater which is going to be coming out from the pharmaceutical industry. Okay, now whatever the waste that we are going to get it out from the pharmaceutical industry, first we are going to, as it is going to have both the organic as well as inorganic, what we need to have is we need to balance the wastewater that we are going to get it out from the pharmaceutical industry. So we are going to send it to the neutralization tank, equalization tank, then we are going to add lime to that, then we are going to send it to the clarifier. Clarifier is nothing but it is a type of sedimentation tank where we are going to get settle out the suspended particles. So waste sludge, that whatever it is going to be formed, it is going to be get settled down, and we are going to get we are sending it to the sludge drying beds. Right, the clarifier, whatever the liquid that is wastewater that is going to be remain, we are going to pump it out, and we are going to send it to the aeration tank. From the aeration tank, we are trying to increase the DO of the industrial wastewater, and then we are going to send it to the secondary settling tank, and then we are going to get out the treated effluent. Okay, so your normally biofilters we are going to use where it is going to have the aerators where less than 90% of BOD reduction will be there, and then 65% of the suspended solids can be get removed, and also the initial it is going to have the BOD inflow rate of around 90,000 gallons per day will be there in this particular pharmaceutical industry. So this is what we have studied in the today's class. We have studied regarding how the waste is going to be get generated in case of your sugar industry and dairy industry, and we have seen the pharmaceutical industry how the wastewater, how the production process will be there, how the wastewater is going to be get generated, and then we have seen what are the different characteristics of the industrial wastewater which is going to come out from this particular industry, and we have also seen how the treatment will be done in these particular industries. Okay. So in the next class, we are going to discuss regarding how the industrial wastewater is going to be get generated in the textile industry, also in case of your textile industry, and also in case of cement industry, and cement and paper and pulp industry. So in today's class, we have studied the three industries, that is sugar, pharmacy, and the dairy industry. So in the next class, we will study regarding cement, then distillery, then cement, distillery, and textile industries we are going to study in the next class. Okay, thank you.